This is an issue that we've been dealing with for, I think, now for over 2 decades. The biggest challenge that we have, which all of us must empathize, is on the rights of the Maasai people, the rights of the pastoralists. We are people who do not understand what a title deed is. I've sat here and I listened to my colleague narrates about private property, the rights for private property, for people to respect private property. Yet we know that our lands and territories have been encroached upon by successive governments, individuals owning over 100,000 acres of land. Yet we, the people who are the original inhabitants of that land, do not have that land. People who are chased away. So, Mr. Speaker, when we talk about life, your life is not more important than a life of a pastoralist. Those pastoralists who are there, the cows which are being killed, Mr. Speaker, also have a right. So I think the most important thing that we must do is to admit and accept the fact that...
Just a minute, Senator Orekina. What is your point of order, Senator Chalgiri?
When you look at the standing on the number 101 on the contents of speech, and also when you look about enforcement of environmental rights under the Constitution of Kenya and the chapter on, it talks about, it recognizes the presence of private land, and also talks about land holding by ownership of the land, community land, public land. The under Article 61, 62, 63, 64, the lands have been classified. So the senator is out of order you are out of order, understanding 101, Senator Ledama, and you are also out of order by imputing, Mr. Speaker, that there is no classification of land in Kenya. So it doesn't mean, even if we empathize and sympathize with the pastoralists, that they are looking for where they can graze the animals, it does not give them unfettered right to go and graze on private property. And he's misleading the nation. Mr. Speaker, we cannot allow him to say that the government has encroached land. If he has facts, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, if he has, as I conclude on classification of land, Mr. Speaker, if he has evidence, Mr. Speaker, he must table instead of making some sweeping statements.
Okay, thank you. Let me get the point of order from the owner of the statement. Senator Kinyua.
Mr. Speaker, I can feel Olekina. He has just come, he has not even read my statement. It is so clear, Mr. Speaker, I have not talked anywhere about pastoralists. I have talked illegal grazers. Mr. Speaker, I'm clear in my mind. It is illegal grazers. If somebody is grazing illegally, it does not matter. He's even now imputing. He's talking about Maasais. I have not said anything about Maasais. We have Maasais in Laikipia. We are talking about illegal grazers, Mr. Speaker.
You know, the owner of the statement is Senator Kinyua, Senator Ledama.
He has not read, Mr. Speaker.
So don't put tribes into a statement, tribes and people.
Because,
and
Mr. Speaker, there was a statement. So, allow me to finish. Allow me to finish.
Can you finish? Assume your seat, random.
Mr. Speaker, the same issue. We had the same kind of statement that came from the Honorable Senator from Samburu about the insecurity. People are being killed in Samburu as well. We are talking about these illegal grazers that can end up bringing conflict. We're not talking about the good Maasais who are in Laikipia. They are borrowing where they want to graze their land. We have Maasais in Laikipia. Laikipia is cosmopolitan. Mr. Speaker, we have everybody in Laikipia. For Lekina to come and here and insinuate about, we are talking about Maasai in Laikipia, nothing can be further from the truth, Mr. Speaker. We are talking about illegal grazers. It does not matter whether the illegal grazer is a Kikuyu, he's an illegal grazer. If he's a Samburu, he's an illegal grazer. If he's a Karenjin, he's an illegal grazer. And we are supposed to deal with them cacophoniously, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Just finish up your comment. And this is just a comment you are making.
Mr. Speaker, you know, the distinguished senator from Laikipia does not have to tell us that he's wearing a tie for us to know that he's wearing a tie. We can see. Mr. Speaker, the pastoralists are people who move from one place to another. And it is not an issue of debate here. History will judge me, or it will judge you, and it will judge all of us, that that land originally belonged to the Maasai people who live there. So, Mr. Speaker, I have read the content of the statement, and I am debating on the content of the statement. So, Mr. Speaker, if you allow me to finish without unnecessary point of orders and unnecessary wrong interpretation of standing orders, Mr. Speaker, I'll be able to conclude.
You know in this statement, because I've read it together when he was
Mr. Speaker, it's a
presenting,
point of debate.
there is no LR
Yes.
number for any parts of land.
Mr. Speaker, it
And
would be,
there is no
it would be
specific
wrong
piece
for
of land.
anybody to control how I debate in this House, Mr. Speaker, unless
But I want to guide you.
if I'm imputing improper
Point
motive
of order.
on anybody. Mr. Speaker, allow me to finish my debate.
I'm guiding you as a chair of this House. I'm guiding you that this statement has no specific parts of land. It is talking of people who are grazing other landowners' property. And there is no specific piece of land that belongs to a Maasai or
Thank you, Mr.
somebody
Speaker.
else, which
Mr.
has
Speaker,
been quoted.
I'll be guided. But, Mr. Speaker, my point is very clear, and it doesn't deviate from the content of
I'll
this.
finish because I'm giving you
Mr.
3
Speaker,
minutes.
if you give me,
And now you
I'll be
see,
interrupted. Give me 30 seconds
Just-
and I'll finish.
22,
Okay?
22 seconds.
Mr. Speaker, it is a little bit hypocritical if we stand here and we say we do not understand where history has taken us from. It is wrong for us to say, and I've repeated this, the fact that I do not understand the concept of a title deed does not deny me my rights as a Kenyan. What we are talking about here are people who are being killed. We have seen pastoralist cows. If the distinguished senator will be happy with me using the word pastoralist instead of using the word Maasais, I'll be happy to do that. But we have seen pastoralist cows being killed when they are grazing. Now we have a problem. This is a security issue, Mr. Speaker. And the fact that their rights, they have rights, your rights end where mine begins. The rights of those pastoralists must also be protected. So, Mr. Speaker, to conclude, what I may request you to do is that when you commit this statement, let us be objective. Let us also consider those people because they are Kenyans and they are taxpayers just like you. And these are the kind of liberties and rights that I'm prepared to pursue for the rest of my life. Our people shall be free. They cannot, their rights cannot be taken
Your
away
time
from
is
them.
up.
And we sit here and we say we are happy.
Your time is up, Senator Rekina.